Hi everyone. Perhaps analytical levels are most associated with Schenkerian's theory, which typically contains three main levels: the foreground, middle ground, and background. We can, however, utilize some of these concepts without using the related Schenkerian terminology and without producing a Schenkerian analysis. Analytical levels essentially relate to layers of a composition which combine to make the whole. For example, at the surface level of a work is the blend of harmony and non-harmony notes which move between consonance and dissonance to create the melodic motion, while at a deeper level other factors such as the harmony create voice leading and harmonic motion. What to include in a level is at the discretion of the analyst, and the number of levels can vary with the work being analysed. Each level relates to the other, and depending on the type of composition, one level may have more influence on the work than another. Also, depending on the type of analysis and its focus, some levels may not be examined in as much detail. However, because all parts of a work relate to the whole, a holistic approach typically produces the best results. Looking at the surface level of this minuet, we see that in the treble stave, Mozart utilizes some chromaticism, such as these appoggiaturas and this passing note. This F-sharp appoggiatura is not chromatic, as the work is now modulated into the dominant G major. However, it is dissonant with the underlying tonic of G major. These accented passing notes are also diatonic, but are here dissonant with G major's dominant chord. The chromaticism in dissonance seeks resolution, helping to propel the work towards the cadence. The remaining notes in both staves are all harmony notes, with motion in the bass stave created by repeated notes or leaps of an octave and by moves between chordal inversions. At the harmony level, we see that Mozart is essentially using primary triads, except for G major's leading note diminished chord. As mentioned, these chords either move between their first inversion and root positions or remain in root position. These second inversion chords are both passing and are therefore not forbidden. If we remove all non-harmony notes, we see that the two parts typically interact with voice exchange, or with one part remaining stationary or repeating the same note while the other moves. At the next level, we see that the upper part forms a literal ascent from C to G before an implied motion moves from D to G. In the bass stave, the C is essentially sustained or prolonged by the B harmony notes until bar 7, where it then moves to D, and finally as a perfect cadence to G. A further level shows these bars move as a series of thirds framed by octaves. As with levels of a composition, the analytical levels should avoid forbidden consecutives. Therefore, structural intervals will typically move as a series of consonant intervals such as thirds or sixths, or a combination of these, or a combination of dissonant and consonant intervals. Perfect consonances can only occur if they are used alternating with each other or with other intervals. The minuet's B section reveals the following potential levels. Notice in both sections Mozart has used the same rhythm in both parts except for this additional quarter note. Both sections' melodies also follow similar contours, and the use of non-harmony notes essentially correspond in both. In the A section, however, these non-harmony notes are appoggiaturas, whereas here they're suspensions. As in the A section, here the underlying voice leading essentially moves as a series of thirds framed by octaves, although to effect the modulation back to C major, Mozart here uses this wedge pattern. In these bars, the harmony again uses predominantly primary triads, except for G and C major's leading note diminished chords. Here, C major's subdominant is prolonged as the predominant to the final perfect cadence. And here, as in the A section, the final ascent is preempted over the subdominant and tonic chords. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.